Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 10, the opulence of the Absolute. Uh, 18. Vishtarit Vishtarinatmano Yogam
Vishtare Atma
Manojogam
Mano Yogam
Vibhutim Cha Janardana
Vibhutim
Vibhuti
Janardana
Janardana
Bhuya Kathaya Triptirhi
Bhuya
Bhuya
Kathaya
Kathaya Triptihi
Shinvato Nasti Me Mritam.
Sharvato
Sarvato
Name
Nasti Me Mritam.
O Janardhan, again please describe in detail, Vistarena in detail,
Vistarena in
In detail.
Atmana your,
Atmana
Your
Yogam mystic power,
Yogam mystic
mystic power.
Vibhutim opulences,
Vibhucha
Vibhuti opulences.
Cha also,
Also.
Jana Ardana, O killer of the atheists,
Jana
Jana
O
O
killer
killer of the atheists.
Bhuya again,
Bhuya again
Bhuya again.
Kathaya describe,
Kathaya describe
Kathaya describe.
Tripti satisfaction,
Tripti
Satisfaction.
he certainly,
He
He
certainly
certainly.
Shinvataha hearing,
Sharvataha here
Hearing.
Na asti there is not,
Na
No,
as there is
see,
not
there is not.
Me my,
me my
Amritam nectar.
Amritam.
Nectar.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O Janardhan, again please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you, for the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. Please repeat the translation. O Janardhan,
O Janardhan. So we have
you
to repeat.
yeah.
Oh, okay. O Janardana, again, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulence. I am never satiated, satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear and more I want to taste the nectar of your words.
A similar statement was made to Suta Goswami by the rishis of Naimisharanya, headed by Shaunak. That statement is Vayam tuna vitripyama uttama shloka vikrame yakshan vatam rasa jnanam swadu swadu pade pade. So the rishis of Naimisharanya are speaking this to Suta Goswami. So Sanak Rishi, he is the leader of the rishis of Naimisharanya. That is the setting scene of the Srimad Bhagavatam, that the sages of Naimisharanya are putting questions to Suta Goswami, and they are saying, one can never be satiated even though one continuously hears the transcendental pastimes of Krishna, who is glorified by excellent prayers. Those who have entered into a transcendental relationship with Krishna relish at every step the descriptions of the pastimes of the Lord. This verse is in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 19. So a pure devotee, the more he hears about Krishna and his pastimes, Krishna's instructions, the more he wants to hear. We also, when we love someone, we always want to talk about them, talk to them, hear what wonderful things they have done, repeat what wonderful things they have done. So it's coming out of love. Similarly, the pure devotee, he's revived his love for Krishna. And so he's he's experiencing so much happiness and bliss. He continuously wants to hear and talk about Krishna. Yeah, those who have entered into a transcendental relationship with Krishna relish at every step. We can see it's same, no? In our relationships, we have a loving relationship with someone. We want to always talk with them, talk about them, talk their glories. Or, he or she did this, he or she did that. And we want to talk about it to everyone. Don't get tired about it. Same, the pure devotee, he wants to continuously hear about Krishna. Thus, Arjuna is interested in hearing about Krishna and specifically how he remains as the all-pervading Supreme Lord. So Arjuna is saying, I want to hear about you. Please tell me about you. I want to hear your glories and how you're present everywhere, the all-pervading nature of the Lord. Now, as far as Amritam nectar is concerned, any narration or statement concerning Krishna is just like nectar. And this nectar can be perceived by practical experience. So topics of Krishna are like nectar. Then we may say, or even, or the chanting of the holy name, it is nectar. We may say, but I'm not tasting this nectar, It's not very pleasing to me. I'm just doing it, okay, because I have to do it. But where is the nectar? I'm not tasting it. Rupa Goswami helps us understand. He says that when a person is diseased, if you give him sugarcane juice, he'll think you're poisoning him. He'll say, oh my God, you want to kill me with this poison? But sugarcane juice is actually very sweet. But because the person is diseased with jaundice, he's not able to taste the sweetness. But what is the cure for jaundice? In those times, it was you just continue to drink the sugarcane juice. And gradually, you will be able to taste the sweetness of sugarcane juice. And then gradually can able to relish the taste of the juice. So similarly, Krishna Katha, the more we hear and the more we chant, the more nectarian it will become. As our diseased condition gets cured. What is our diseased condition? All this material contamination. We are thinking we are the body, we are thinking we are separate than Krishna, we are thinking we are God. All this, the more we hear and chant, the more we get the pure knowledge, the more we will be able to relish the nectar of Krishna Katha. Modern stories, fiction, and histories are different from the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, in that one will tire of hearing mundane stories, but one never tires of hearing about Krishna. It is for this reason only that the history of the whole universe is replete with references to the pastimes of the incarnations of Godhead. If we have to hear about some entertainer or we have some ideal person that we follow, kind of worship. If we keep hearing about them, we won't last very long. But about Krishna, one can continuously chant or repeat the same name, same mantra we chant every day. Every day we are hearing and chanting the same mantra. So this is Krishna's transcendental position. The Puranas are histories of bygone ages that relate the pastimes of the various incarnations of the Lord. In this way, the reading matter remains forever fresh despite repeated readings. So the Puranas, they are histories of long, long ago. We are reading now the Bhagavad Purana. Srimad Bhagavatam is the Bhagavad Purana, the Amal Purana. It's of bygone ages, but yet it feels so wonderful to the heart when we read. Why? Because it's all concerning pastimes of the Lord, his incarnations, his pure devotees. So spiritual knowledge, spiritual pastimes are all ever fresh. It's only material that becomes stale, but spiritual, transcendental pastimes, ever fresh, ever blissful. Is that okay? Okay. So the more we hear, the more we chant, the more we will be able to taste the nectar. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.